Okay, here we go. Special angle pairs today. So we're still on angles and angle pairs. So a pair means how many angles?
2.
All right. So we are looking at 2 angles and their special properties today. All right, perpendicular. What does that mean? When you hear perpendicular, nope, not this.
Like this.
Okay, more specifically, they cross how?
At 90 degrees.
At 90 degrees. That's what I meant. Yes, that's what I needed. 90-degree angles. So perpendicular means I'm going to have 90-degree angles. The symbol for perpendicular is the upside down T with a box in it. That's why we draw it. Okay, it's going to be a lot smaller too. So it's going to be something like this. And sometimes it'll be like that, and sometimes, most of the time I try to put the box in it. Excuse me. But this is the symbol for perpendicular.
There's like an H and then like a little line or something like that.
Kind of, yes.
Not like a curved H, but like you know.
Now,
So that's a symbol.
that's the symbol for perpendicular. So just so you know, if you want to look. So on example 7, you see that symbol right there?
Yeah.
That is perpendicular.
But it doesn't have the.
I know it doesn't have the box. I know. I try to put the box most of the time. All right, so let's try example 1. Here we go. So perpendicular means what? Because there it is, right? Nope, that's,
and down.
yep. Okay, no.
And intersect at 90 degrees.
They make 90-degree angles. Okay. So perpendicular means I'm going to have 90-degree angles. So in this picture, I'm going to put a box because I know that they're all 90 degrees. And if you can't see it, I'm going to highlight it for you. There's my 90-degree box. So remember, geometry is all about making an equation so I can solve for x. So if I know that all the angles are supposed to be 90 degrees, how do you think I'm going to make that equation? Right? So this side says 5x minus 5, and I have to solve for x. Yes, what is it going to equal? So 5x minus 5 equals 90. And then draw your line. That's my equation. So the geometry part of this is you have to know, do you add and equal to 90? Do you equal? Okay, so on perpendicular angles, I have to know that they're all going to equal 90. So add 5 to both sides, and 5x equals 95.
What's 95 divided by 5?
Does anybody have a calculator? X equals 95 divided by 5. Sorry. 19. All right, and all they wanted was x on that one. All right. So our angle pairs today. So the first one we had was perpendicular, and now we have all these nice 3 different types. Y'all ready?
No.
Oh, and I forgot to announce, but I know I put the quiz was supposed to be today. We're actually going to take it tomorrow during the pep rally.
Was it February tomorrow? So I get out one.
I don't know.
Wait. What does early release get out?
I do
Early
have
release.
early presentation.
Okay, they'll announce that. Okay, adjacent angles. Here we go. Adjacent angles means that it's next to. Angles that are next to each other. Or touching. They're sharing a line. So adjacent angles are touching. So it's like your next door neighbor, right? If you live in town, you're adjacent to your neighbors. They share a line with you, right? A border. So adjacent angles would be something like, let's see, let me draw this.
Wouldn't that be in an example?
Yes, but I'm kind of doing it a little different today. Instead of writing all the definitions, we're just going to draw examples. So if I have angles 1 and angles 2, those are touching. They share this middle line, right? So angle 1 and angle 2, they share that line right there. So that makes them adjacent. They are touching. All right, vertical angles. Vertical angles are, it's like a mirror image. Like you're looking at a mirror and it's reflected back to you. Okay, vertical angles. You're standing somewhere and you're directly across from something. That's how I remember them. Across. They're across from each other. So, if I draw my two angles, and I'm just going to draw an X, I need angles that are across from the vertex. So if the vertex is here in the center, and let's say I'm on the bottom. I'm angle 1 on the bottom. What's across from angle 1? Would it be left, right, or up? Up. So across, you're going to, like, picture like you're throwing something across the vertex, directly across it. So angles 1 and angles 2, and then I'm going to put an angle 3 on the left and angle 4 on the right. Those are vertical as well. And I'll even write them for you. So angle 3 and angle 4 are in green, and then angle 1 and angle 2. Now, to go a little bit further with vertical angles, okay, I'm going to put a little star. Vertical angles are always equal. That is a big thing. That's how you're going to write your equations. When you tell me that you've got vertical angles, they are most likely going to be equal to each other. So, vertical angles, that is an angle pair that we're going to use today. What about linear pair? What do you think line means? If it's a linear pair. Yeah, it's going to make a straight line. It's two angles that make a straight line. So, if I have angle 1 and angle 2, they come together to make a straight line. So, linear pair means I'm going to equal 180. So, linear pair means they are going to equal 180. They also have to be adjacent. So they have to be adjacent and they have to equal 180. That is linear pair. Questions? All right, because we're going to start practicing with them. I figured practicing was a little bit more important than trying to do all writing the definitions word for word. Okay, so here, I already went over this. Okay, but it's here just in case. Oh, you need it again. Vertical angles are congruent, and we said congruent was the same as equal. So congruent means equal. And then linear pair is 180. Okay. All right, let's do some examples. Example 2. AC and DC intersect at B. Find the value of X and then find EBC. All right, so you have to be able to write an equation, right? That's my first thing. And I can't write an equation unless I know what kind of angles they are. So what pair are they? Are they vertical pair? Yeah, are they vertical or are they linear or are they perpendicular? Because those are the three we know. Yes, good. There, one's on top, one's on bottom. So I have vertical angles. And what do you know about vertical angles? They're always equal. They're always equal. So if they're always equal, how am I going to write my equation?
2x plus 20 equals 3x.
Yes, good.
But I would put the 3x on the left side. You know, like how you're going to...
Oh, because you want to keep the... Okay. So I'm going to put the 3x just on the left. You can solve it either way. But if you want the x's to be positive on the left, then you need to put 3x on the left.
Then you can do minus 2x.
Yes.
Minus 2x.
So just FYI, I almost never think about that. So look, my last class, everything is almost always, okay? So you can do it reversed, it doesn't matter. But if you, if you think about it, then you can keep everything positive and straight. So minus 2x from both sides, and I get x plus 15 equals, good.
Minus 15, x equals 5.
Good. So minus 15 to both sides. X does equal 5. Now, this is our first multi-step problem because we use vertical angles to find x. But they actually want us to solve for EBC. Now, if I trace that, EBC, that is an angle that doesn't have an equation. Okay? So now I have to think about all the angles that I learned, and if I can figure out, if I plug in, right? So if I take this x and I get a number for this bottom angle down here.
They're both equal 30, by the way. They're both equal 30 because if you plug in 5 into x, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 15 is 30.
Okay, good,
And if you do it onto the 2x, it would be 30 as well.
good. Because vertical angles are always,
Equal.
okay. So Elaine is right. I do have to get a number. So I'm going to take this x and I'm going to plug it in.
Elaine. Alright.
What?
You said Elaine.
I said, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Okay, I said lane, but I put in front of it. It wasn't like that. All right, so 3 times 5 plus 15. Because I need this angle to have an actual number, not an equation. So 3 times 5 is 15 plus 15 is 30. Now, that tells me this side, but I still need the green highlighted angle. So what do we know about these two angles here? B and the green. What do they make?
They both equal 30.
They make a straight line,
60 degrees.
which is a 180. So my highlighted section is a linear pair. They have to equal 180. It says it's supposed to be pair, linear pair. So that means my green and, well, both greens are supposed to equal 180. So if this is x, I have plus 30 equaling 180. So subtract, and your linear pair angle is 150. Okay? So this one over here, 150 degrees. That's your second answer. So multi-step problem. We had to know vertical angles to find x, and then we had to know linear pair to find the angle that they actually wanted. All right, so let's try again. It is the same exact problem, different equations. Okay, what kind of angle pair do I have?
Vertical.
Good, they're still vertical. So I know vertical angles are always equal. So what is going to be my equation? 16x minus 20 equals 13x plus 7. All right, so I'm using, does everyone understand that I have to be able to identify the angle pair. So this is the angle pair, vertical angles. And then I have to know what vertical angles actually means, that they're equal. And that's how I write my equation, right? Geometry, know your rules, your definitions, so you can write your equations.
X should equal 9.
You are correct. So minus 13, 3x minus 20 equals 7,
Minus 20, minus 20.
plus 20.
Plus 20.
Yeah.
I didn't say that minus 9.
3x equals 27. Good. So x equals 9. That is the first part. We're going to go back. Yep, because they want it again. They want JIH. So that is this corner over here. And you can put an X if you want to, or you can put something else if it's confusing. But that's what I'm looking for, that blue. Okay. So I need to get rid of this equation so I can look at a number. So I'm going to take my X and plug it in. Oh my gosh. Take my X and plug it in. So 13 times 9 plus 7. 100. No, I got 124.
Oh, yeah, because I was doing 13 times 9.
Oh, gotcha. 124. Now, what kind of angles does X and 124 make? Yeah, a linear pair. That's a linear pair. They make a straight line. Good. So, I know I'm doing a lot of writing, but this until you know how to identify them. So they are a linear pair, and they equal 180. So whatever it is, my angle plus 124 is supposed to be 180. So just subtract. Anybody got it for me? So my angle equals, I got 50, yeah. Good. Wherever you want to put it and box it so you know that 56 is the angle that you're looking for. All right. So, how do you feel about these multi-step problems? They're not too fun, but I'm sorry, as you get going in math, it's just going to keep getting like longer. All right, let's keep going. This one's not as bad. So this time, do I have vertical angles? Are they across from each other? No. They're sitting next to each other, and they make what? A straight line, which is how? They make 180. They are adjacent, but adjacent doesn't give me any kind of rules. So instead of adjacent, I'm going to choose linear pair because they make a line. And I know that I have to add and equal to 180. Linear pair means I'm adding and equaling to 180. So the two equations that you're looking at, these two, it says I have to add them and then put equals 180. So combine like terms. 7x plus 5x. And then 20 plus 10 equals 180. Now we're algebra. So minus 30. 12x equals 150. 13. Nope, it's a decimal today. That's crazy that it rounded for. Is it still rounding? The settings might be off if it's rounding for you.
It's 13 for me.
Then someone messed with the settings.
Man.
So press second plus 712. Oh, I'm sorry, 12.5. My bad.
Yep.
Okay, now that's not what they wanted though. They want LMO. Which one is that one? LMO. Okay, so that one we have an equation for. So LMO is that equation. So I have to plug that in. I cannot leave it as an equation. Okay, I'm going to take this x and I'm going to get one single number. So 7 times 12.5 plus 20.
All of the others are equal 107.5.
Good, 107.5.
My calculator is messed up.
And then I think the other one is the other side. So again, I'm going to take the x that I found and I'm going to plug it into this equation. Say it again. OMN is this side. Tell me, ask the question again. I missed it.
What's in red?
In red. Oh, that's the equation. I highlighted the equation. Sorry. So 5 times 12.5 plus 10 is, say it again, 72.5. Okay, so no equations. Solve it. Give me one single number. Because on the last test, I had a lot of people find x and then write the equation down for that. And I'm like, you did beautiful work. Okay. Review. Supplementary and complementary. So, supplementary and complementary, you have to know which one is which, and you have to know, and I'm not going to tell you on the test, okay? Supplementary means I am taking my angles, and I'm going to add them and equal them to 180. Complementary means I'm taking my angles and adding, and they equal to 90. That is the only thing. You have to remember supplementary and complementary, 90 and 180. So the way I do it is I use the alphabet. C comes before S in the alphabet. 90 comes before 180 in the number line. Complementary, supplementary. C before S, 90 before 180. That's the only way I remember it. If you can come up with another trick, by all means. But you have to remember, complementary is 90, supplementary is 180. They are super simple if you can remember them. Because example 5, here we go. It says angles 1 and 2 are complements. So all of it, like right away, my brain says complementary means I'm taking both of these angles, angle 1 and angle 2, and I'm going to add and make them equal to 90. So combine your like terms. If you want to, okay, if, I'm going to just do it, and then I'll write it again. So 2x plus 3x is 5x. 20 plus 15 is 35. And they have to equal 90. There's your equation. Okay, I skipped. This is going to be the last time I write this, but I skipped this section, this step. So 2x plus 20 plus 3x plus 15 equals 90. Okay, I skipped writing that step down. All right, solve for x. So minus 35 5x equals, I got 55 this morning. Okay, check my math. Good. Good. So x equals 11. Did they want us to go any further? Oh my gosh. Bless you. Just x today. We are so close. Bless you. So close. What time are you done? 28? Okay, yeah, y'all are going to have some good time to do homework too. Okay, so you are going to have a lot of problems where there's just a few angles and then they ask you to fill in the rest of them. And sometimes they'll put like 2 angles on there and there will be 16 of them for you to fill in. It's crazy. But they're super simple once you learn how to do them. So for me, when I'm looking at a picture like this, the easiest ones to do are vertical. Because vertical are equal. So I don't have to do any kind of math. I can just equal them. And remember, vertical means it makes like they're across from each other, like a bow tie. So if I'm looking, 45 degrees was given to me. What is vertical to 45? 3. 3 is directly across from 45. So those two have to be equal to each other. So I know 3 is 45. All right, I have another angle that is also given to me. So 110. What is vertical to 110? Yes, good. So 2 is 110. All right, now I'm stuck because there's nothing else, right? But I know that either vertical means it's going to be equal or linear is my other one. And it means what? Linear means how many degrees? 180. So do I have two angles that make a line? Yeah, I have 3. So even though I don't have 2, I know that this is a straight line right here, and that this line on this side has to be 180, and on this side has to be 180. I don't care which one you pick, but this whole bottom has to add and equal 180. Okay? So if I'm making a math sentence in here, let me make it visual for you. So this line has to be 180. So the bottom half, all 3 of these have to add up to equal 180. So I have 45 plus an angle plus 110 is supposed to be 180. So add 45 and 110, 155, and then equals 180, and minus 155. So x equals 45? 25. So if angle 1 is 25, then what is angle 4?
25.
Good. So it's not too hard. Well, and I have to show all my work because I'm teaching. So when you are like on the test or quiz, you won't have to like do all of these steps. You can just subtract. Yes. Yes. All right, one more. One more. All we have to do is find x. Okay, what did we say? Remember, what did we say this little symbol meant? Perpendicular, which meant what size angle or what angle measure? 90 degrees. So this section is 90 degrees because it says CD and AB. So that is 90. Okay. I have angle 1 and angle 2, and I know they have to be 90. So what kind of angles are they? What pair? Remember, you have vertical, linear, supplementary, complementary. 90 was complementary. So these are complementary angles. Complementary angles say we add and equal to 90. All right, I'm going to fill in one more thing. So angle 1, and you don't have to fill these in if you know how to do it already. So 6x minus 3 is angle 1, and 7x minus 11 is angle 2. I have to add those together. So what is 7 plus 6? So 13x, and then minus 11 minus 3. Minus 14 equals 90. All right, let's find x and be done. So plus 14. Is anybody else hot? No? Okay. Is it 104? And then divide by 13. And I think we did get a whole number. Good. X equals 8. How do you feel about these angles? Do they make a little bit, are they a little bit more sense than like the segment stuff? Yes. Okay. Because, well, and some people, I don't know. So I will say